Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, we had some interesting news the other day. The House Oversight Committee saw testimony from various former government officials. David Groh, who was an intelligence officer between 2019 and 2021. David Freeverger, I think his name was, who was a Navy commander. And Ryan Graves, who was a pilot. Now, all these people claim to have had regular experiences with UAPs. We used to call them UFOs, unidentified flying objects. Now they are unidentified aerial phenomena. So now we're talking about UAPs, but UFOs basically. What they claim is that they were having pretty much daily experiences with UAPs. That 95% go unreported, and that the government knows about these, and they actually have recovered downed UAPs, and that they have recovered biological remains. So they've basically got UFOs and alien bodies. And I mean, this is interesting to see it go to this level. It's interesting to see these kind of things happen more often. We've had a couple of, I think there was another thing was done recently. And it's interesting. You would think if this was happening this much, there would be more proof of it. Like with all the cameras and technology we have now, we do have a lot of footage of, grainy footage of shadowy things floating around and that. But it's just, when high up people who were formerly a part of the government come out and say this is happening. And part of the reason why this is being looked into is, of course, if the government knows about this and they're covering this up, they're spending money to do this. And the government is sort of responsible to the people, to the public, for, what it spends its money on. So that's the angle they seem to have been going at this when I first heard about it, that there are people who are lying about things, to get the money to cover things up. So that's one angle to try and expose it, which I hadn't really thought of. But it's all very interesting, and everyone's speculating about, is this true, is this real? And the main doubt, of course, is with all the technology that we do have, why don't they have better pictures? Why is it so still so mysterious? And part of that is fun. Sorry, my cable just fell off my camera. It's kind of fun to speculate and think about, and always has been. But, when you look at the mathematics of the universe, it does seem incredibly unlikely that we're the only intelligent life. But have they ever visited us on this planet? My mother saw some UFOs when she was younger. There were some UFOs that were over my hometown in the 50s and I think the 70s. I've forgotten. I did a video about it. I've forgotten the dates. And my mother wasn't the sort of person to, make those things up. So people are definitely seeing unidentified aerial phenomena, whether they're, aliens or whether they are foreign tech or government experiments. We just don't know. And it just seems like, I guess, I just don't understand why they don't just let us know what's happening. We can handle it. It's not the 40s anymore. We're all well versed in science fiction and science. Most people, some people will freak out. They'll run for the hills. But those are the same people who freak out about everything. So they freak out about the Barbie movie. I mean, the rest of us will be fine. So I just wish they would just show us. But then again, if they are experimental technology, then they can't. Blah blah blah. How long did it take for the stealth device and early hover devices to come out when they'd been around for a long time? Blah blah blah. So it's all very fascinating and confusing and interesting. And the older you get, the more you live, the more you see. And eventually, I hope I will live long enough to see some of these things answered. Once they're sort of not really relevant, or not really dangerous to, intelligence or anything. But we'll see. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. Thanks. Bye. Do you believe in UFOs? Do you believe in aliens? I don't know. Let me know.